you made a statement about the Poilievre security clearance. Tell us why you essentially scolded him for not getting the security clearance, and what's the context behind it?
Sure. Well, a lot of people say that this is a liberal talking point. In a sense, everyone can see in Canada what the Liberal government is doing. And just because the Liberals are saying that doesn't mean that there's not truth in it. We have a piece of legislation in this country called the Foreign Interference and Security of Information Act 1985. And already Pierre Poilievre is under that act by nature of the fact that he's been an MP. And we have clear evidence of foreign interference. It's not me beating up on Mr. Poilievre. It's saying, why wouldn't the Canadian people know about 11 MPs that are effectively under the influence of foreign governments or foreign agents? Let's call them spies. And we have Canadians voting for them in an election. And the role of the opposition leader is to actually be a guard dog against what the government's doing. And so this whole agenda of Poilievre having his hands tied by some legal NDA, if you want to use layman's term for what it is half the truth. That legislation has a clear defense for whistleblowers that disclose information that's in the national interest and protects Canada and Canadians. So this whole discussion about Poilievre not being able to tell us is a total charade. It's a hoax. If anybody wants to check it out, go to Section 15 of the Foreign Interference and Security of Information Act in Canada and look at the defense that he has if he actually tells the truth to Canadians about what's going on and why our country's being betrayed.
If there's foreign interference, that's essentially treason. That's a treason against this country. And if anyone is concealing that, they're acting with accomplice.
Yes.
In my opinion, it would be better for a man to go to prison revealing to the public the treason of the Liberals than to hide it and continue.
And I feel exactly the same way. And how long do you think the Canadian people are going to let a leader of an opposition party rest in prison when he actually saved the country?
Yeah.
Not very long.
Yeah.
He's going to be a national hero. And I'll say something else. Mr. Poilievre is already under that legislation by nature of him being an MP or having been an MP. And that legislation applies not just to actions that he does, but to omissions to act. So there's a duty that's overlaid on people with fiduciary duties to the nation. If they don't act, we need to dispel this myth that he has somehow his hands tied by a non-disclosure agreement and he can't just say anything or he'll go to jail. Not true. Not true. I know this from reading the legislation. I know it from talking to people in the security and intelligence community who have had to disclose information that violates the act but have relied upon the defense because it saves someone's life or some military situation or whatever.